as your life has been, crash into my arms. I want to. You don't agree, but you don't refuse. I know you, and I know a place where no one is likely to pass. Oh, you don't care if it's late, and you don't care if you're lost. And oh, you look so tired, but tonight you presume too much. And if it's the last thing.
All right, welcome all you guys or gals, whomever watching. Joe Marshall, JW, good to see you. If you notice, the thumbnail was of Adam and Eve. Denny, good to see you. Adam and Eve. Adam was not chastised or punished by God of the Bible. If you don't believe it in religion, that's fine. Go on the fairy tale. God punished Adam for listening and heed the voice of his wife. Genesis 3:17. Jared Walters, yes, this is The Cult, my favorite band from years ago. If you've been a subscriber to the channel, you know The Cult is my favorite band. Results oriented, good to see you. Sam Fisher, good to see you again. Look what it says in Genesis 3:17 on the King James Bible version. And unto Adam he said, thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree which I commanded thee not to. He did not get mad at Adam for eating the fruit, but to listening to his wife. All the way back to the foundation of time, man is punished to listen to his wife. Now, Char, good to see you. No worries, Jared. Tell me where you're at, brother. Here's the deal. Anytime big decisions have been made, it is not imperative. Men are more logical to make bigger decisions. Okay. I think the biggest decisions in this world have been made by men. Once a woman gets their infiltration, tries to steer the conversation towards what she wants, a lot of things fall apart. I remember when I was married, she wanted to buy a specific house, which I said, this doesn't make sense. It's in the wrong area. The appreciation, it's close to train tracks. Oh, but I really like what's inside of it. I like the layout. Ended up saying, no, that's not going to work because we shouldn't buy a house because it's got a nice kitchen. We should buy location. It's next to good schools and so forth. Luckily, I didn't listen to her. But most simps out there are listening to their wives and would have done that and bought the house because of the kitchen and then be upside down, no appreciation, very difficult to sell because it's near train tracks and so forth. You see where I'm going with this? Char, the track I just played was Morrissey, Jack the Ripper. I'll have a link to all that music down when I'm done. Check out Asbury's song Ghost. I did. I think that's a great, I actually like that song, Jared. He's done some good stuff, even on his own. Ian Astbury on his own has done well. Timmy Kramer, the secret to a long and happy life is never kiss a woman's ass. Timmy Kramer, our forever bachelor in Arizona. Attaboy. All the way from Mississippi. MISSISSSIPPI. Remember that in grade school? But that is the reality. So if I would have listened to her and bought that house based on the kitchen or it has a nice bathroom, that would have been the worst financial decision because the big picture wasn't looked at. The big picture being, can I resell this? Can it appreciate? Is it near good schools? Are the real estate taxes going to be okay? If we need to get out of it, will there be an audience of buyers that would be more interested in doing that? People that buy houses under power lines and train tracks and really bad locations are going to have a difficult time to sell it. You literally have to buy houses based on resellability. Same with cars. I mean, look at reliable cars and if you have to resell them, right? But I don't want to get off to that tangent. I want to say if you're listening to women for life advice, that's probably not the best thing for you to do. Most likely you will fail to do that. Okay. A lot of women, not all. Okay. So those women that are listening, there is a 1 to 2% of you that have logic in your brains. We definitely appreciate that. But a majority of women make bad financial decisions. They make bad decisions because women are focused in the now. They're emotionally based in the now, where men look at the future. If I buy this today, how will this impact my accounts? How will this impact my bank account, my future earnings? Can I resell it if I have to? We look at future. And so that's what we have to remember. The closer it gets to June, the slower time seems to go. Frustration. Hang in there, brother. Simps don't have any leverage on women. They'd agree to an idiotic wife suggestion. Well said, Pete. Good to see you, brother, all the way from the UK. But that is the reality. Most men today will do everything. They will go buy a $50,000 ring because that's what the woman wants, knowing that it's going to bankrupt him. And you know what? You know what's funny? He'll buy a ring for that woman. He'll think that, oh my gosh, she's going to love me forever. Now she disrespects you because now she's realized she has control over that simp. If the guy said, no, I ain't buying you shit, you're getting a $100 silver ring from a flea market, she'd probably get more excited and turned on by that than the simp bowing down. Just trust me, reverse psychology is what you need to remember. Hemi, good to see you all the way in Canada. So when you listen to a woman, just remember Adam and Eve. Adam got punished by God because he listened to Eve. Okay. What about the New Zealand Navy captain that was female? The first week on the job, sunk a ship. Decisions, right? And it's not the fact that they're terrible decision makers. Well, most of them are, but it's the fact that their biology subconsciously is a lot different than ours. It's simple as that. They focus on the moment, we focus on the future. So is it any realization that women are 80% the divorcees, or that they're the petitioners for divorce, or they break up first, where men build the future? They we might have some hiccups now, but we're going to, we can get past this and look to the future for smooth sailing. Women are emotional. They're in the moment. You can't do anything about it. It's not programming. It's biology. Women made bad decisions because they don't have to take responsibility for the outcome. Well said. Who said this? Schopenhauer? Was it Schopenhauer or Aristotle or Nietzsche said that women are female? They're basically, you can look it up. I think it's Schopenhauer said that women are literally eternal children in terms of their decision making. He got a lot of grief for it back whenever he was around, but go look up what Schopenhauer. There's a lot of stuff on Schopenhauer right now. Somebody put that quote up from Schopenhauer if someone's listening. I followed my ex-wife blindly, enrolling into college because she wanted money, watching kids, picking them and dropping them off in dead winter, feeding them, giving her everything. I ended up homeless. Betty. Again, a lot of us have experience by listening to. Luckily, the big decisions in my life when I was married, I made sure that I was the end all be all of that decision. We actually bought the house here in Utah. She actually liked it. I said, you have two options of houses. Appreciate that, Char, for putting up Sam's channel. You have two options, this house or the other. I knew that either one would be good. She chose the one I wanted because she liked the kitchen. But it was a nice house, and it was an amazing investment. So we made great money on it when we sold it and got divorced, and now it's worth double, literally 12 years later. My ex wanted a 60,000 extension on our house. I said no. She divorced on me weeks later. Of course. Now, a lot of times when you make improvements to a house, ask Timmy Kramer, what improvements should somebody make for a house? And a lot of the times, if you put a pool in the backyard, it doesn't appreciate your property. I think the only things you might get a return on investment 1-to-1 might be the kitchen or might be a bathroom, whatever. Other than that, additions don't make enough. I mean, they obviously will increase your square footage, but it is what it is. Rad time is money. Notice they say, pay attention to me, spend time with me. They're right there. Clues. Mr. Jared Walters, clues into women. Pay attention to me. Spend. That's interesting. Makes sense. Mayor bodybuilding. All my favorites streaming at once. I don't know who else is going. I just had this idea today. My ex-wife, after divorce, immediately was looking for doctor and lawyer. Now she is looking for just a man who can love her. Well, a man might be able to love her. Unfortunately, she will not be able to reciprocate that. Wolf, good to see you, brother. Listening to women and why men fail miserably when they do. Elaborate. We just talked about Eve. Adam was punished by God because he listened to Eve. Genesis 3:17. Look it up right now. So when you listen to a woman, that can have dire, drastic, potentially devastating effects when it comes to big decisions. Timmy says a new roof, air conditioner, hot water heater, simple things. There you go. Don't do crazy things. Remember, the house that you like, the kitchen that you like, might not be the kitchen that someone that's going to buy your house likes. Good to see Tom in the chat. Hope you are well, brother. But there's been a lot of times. I just remember when I had listened to the ex-wife and certain things, and it turned out wrong. But they weren't big decisions. They were smaller decisions. She wanted to stay at a property in Hawaii when we took the kids. I didn't. We ended up doing. It turned out it was a very loud property and we could hardly sleep. But she thought it was cool because it had a cool garden and you could walk through it, which was like on the other side of the property. Wolf says, because God gave us authority, not women. True. Listening to a woman and obeying her is nothing better than listening to a teenager. Both will lead you to the hell and let you rot there. Schopenhauer says that most women are eternal 5-year-olds or eternal children. Why would you want to listen to a child? Women think giving birth to your child gives them a lifetime blank check at your expense. Ain't that the truth, Pete? I remember my attorney said, when I was going through it, he said that women look at their kids as their prizes that they earned, that they won. Yeah, it literally, look, I have ultra respect for my wife giving birth to my 3 kids. I cut the cord on all 3 of them. She went through hell. She was a wonderful mother. No, that's not going to ever change. But it doesn't entitle them to future wins whenever they want to, right? Sacred smoke, which sucks because majority of the teachers are women. Well said, brother. Can you imagine what's going on in our school system in the last 40 years? Because the majority have been women. Women remain children all their lives, for they always see what is near at the hand, clean to the present, take the appearance of a thing for reality, and prefer trifling matters to the most important. Schopenhauer. Guys, go listen to. There's a channel I like, I've been into lately called, let me put it on here. Phil, I think it's this one. This guy he's like a British type dude that's got some really good stuff. If anybody can find his channel right now, link that video. Nietzsche was great as well about women. No wonder he remained bachelor. Yes, he's also got a video about Nietzsche, Aristotle, Carl Jung. I think it's Carl Jung says, beware of women. He was that German philosopher. Don't take them seriously, but you got to check them when they disrespect. Here's another thing. If you can really digest the fact that women are, a lot of these philosophers, what they say, and you realize that, we look at women for their beauty and their charm and how we feel in their presence. And all these folks talk about that. All these philosophers talk about it. It's not the fact that we like that woman. We like what the woman brings out in us. And that's why most men have a difficult time when they're rejected. Pete says most wives' decisions are based solely on impressing her mother or her friends. She doesn't care about you. I don't disagree. Philosoph, that's the channel that I've been watching. Over here in Vietnam, I can assure you that in this culture, the men run the show in the marriage, the woman fully submit. Big World, good to see you. Yeah, I mean, I think there's value in, maybe they get it over there. Maybe they get it. Hopefully it stays that way, Big World. But man only listen to woman because they are blinded by lust and pray to get laid, but the price they pay for listening to these three or fours is worse than death. A lot of guys will do. Thanks, Char, for putting that up. That's the channel. You guys should check it out. Very, very good. You know, he does 15-minute overviews. He reads a bunch of these philosophers. And now I start looking at things differently. It's like, you know what? Why am I going to get upset if a woman rejects me? Or, you know, back in the past, or at the end of the day, look at the program, look at the biology. And these philosophers are not talking about the programming of modern day culture. They're talking about the biology, the subconscious biology that women have. Subconsciously, all of them are manipulator. Not consciously, it's a subconscious response to their biology to manipulate men. I have respect for my ex-wife. None. She have nuked that over the time we were together, the 13 years down the drain. Good to see a Singletown Bachelor. Put his link up. Singletown does some good stuff. Yeah, well, that's the channel that I've been really into. It's growing. And if you want to really understand what you've been through and the difficulty you've had, maybe listening to some of these philosophers will give you a different perspective. Now, a lot of them were single, never married. And Nietzsche, he went a little crazy at the end. But it is what it is. If women does not have a blank to offer no man will listen to her. Absolutely. This brought up, a friend of mine said, if they had no genitalia, would we be talking to them? What do you guys think? They get over you once they decide, like a fart, all of them. Both said. Big World, what about the Arab cultures? Well, I mean, there's a reason that they wear their, they get up, the hijabs and everything. They're obviously not supposed to show any femininity. I mean, and their culture has been around for 5,000, 6,000 years, right? So I don't know with the phone today, what's going on. I did know an Arab guy that was married. His wife dressed in the whole outfit. I don't know what and he says once they got behind the door of their house, inside, they took it all off. It's only when they went outside. I don't know if that's true. Maybe somebody can do it. What's up, Rad? Doing anything fun over the weekend? GG Part 3. I rode my mountain bike. I went up to Ogden and rode. It was great. Man, and I felt great. I was solid on it. I think my muscles are coming back for the season. Good to see you, brother. Nobody would talk to them. Probably not. No, we will not. They talk too much. Officer, he blank. Yep. A lot of fakeness going out there. Thanks for putting up Singletown. You guys, good stuff, Char. All the brakes on women came off when religion was trashed, social shame on single mothers removed, fathers disrespected, and advertising greed was aimed at women. Couldn't agree more. So we have people in our chat in these channels that have girlfriends, date people, go out on dates. We have monks. We have all sorts of things. But when you understand truly, she's not yours, it's just your turn. You can't get upset if you get rejected. That's just how women biology is. You just have to move forward. Another bus comes around. Just met a guy at the gym, 35, 6 kids, wife moved in a rich man. It never ends. Jeez. Poor guy. He's got to be LDS, Mormon, or Catholic. Delart, good to see you, brother. Tinder is a cesspool number 61. I'll have to check it out. I'm on my 23rd hour right now, fasting. Try to do it 3 times a week. And feels great when you're able to do that. What in the world is this? I got this weird text. I get these weird. Do you guys get weird texts out there that just like, who the hell is this? They're the weirdest texts. Anyhow, Delart says, I don't think most women can truly love. They love in a different way, guys. And their love is much different. They do not love like men. Men love loyal. Men have a loyal love. They will sacrifice. They will do all those things. Remember, men are in it for the long haul and women are in it for the short haul. Who was that rich guy to accept woman with 6 kids? Most likely it was a religious relationship. She probably got attention from somebody, and it happens. I was at dinner Friday night. I go over to this nice restaurant, was watching, got there at happy hour, 5:00, was sitting there, was watching a little bit NBA, just talking. I know a bunch of the bartenders, just hanging out, looking, people watching. Very, very, it's kind of an upscale place, but happy hour is not too bad. And this woman comes in, not 45, decent, attractive. She orders fish and chips of all things, which is interesting. Most of them order chicken salads, but and I noticed 2 glasses of wine. And white wine, which tells me that she's a wine mom, right? So she ends up talking to me. She sits and there's not a lot of people at this bar. There's probably 20 seats in the bar, and then the restaurant and so forth. She starts talking to me, and I find out she's married, but she is flirtatious like nobody's business. She dropped her 2 kids off, 2 teenagers, over at some trampoline park. She goes, now I have some me time and I'm just hanging out, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, married women, just like this guy with 6 kids. Number one, you don't get with them. Number 2, they're pretty easy prey. And then she was talking about how her husband is retired, but he's boring. I mean, it was another example of spending an hour in the study of women. Best channel, no hype, just facts. Appreciate that, Mayor. Mayor's been around for a while. Makeup is vile. Makeup is a mask, right? How is cucketry religious? Rad, did you get sick from your divorce and wife? I mean, I had a little upsetness, but yeah, more mental than anything. You ever notice how much a sweaty woman in makeup stinks at the end of a summer day? Well, even when they cry and the makeup and the eyeshadow comes off, it looks like Alice Cooper. Makeup is disgusting. It's interesting if you go understand the beginning of makeup with Max Factor. He was a Hollywood guy. That's how makeup came about, Hollywood. Women haven't done anything wrong. Just ask them. They'll tell you. Think about it. Makeup has only been around since the 20s or the 30s. I knew a guy that let his ex move her boyfriend into their home. Poor dude even got seriously assaulted by the new Chad. See ya. Damn. Good to see you, brother. It's easier for Chad and Tyrone to bang married women than Taylor the Fiend just did one today. Said the guy divorced his wife because he found her secret list of guys she was banging during the marriage. You think that's uncommon? I don't think it is. Timmy says 3 of my 4 nephews will probably avoid marriage. Well said. Good for them. Yes, fake up is the deal. War paint, another good war for it. Mask, Halloween. You actually met Alice Cooper in 2012. He's a smart dude. Lives down in Arizona. Does a lot for Phoenix Children's Hospital. Visits a lot of those kids that have cancer. And Alice Cooper is just his, day job. I'm going to hold you to it this time. Your brothers are active in the church. Why are you not? Big world. Come on, brother. Because I like peace, quiet, and freedom. And spirituality has ascended the walls of a church. I think they had makeup back in Victorian times. They did, but I think there was only a certain type of person that wore makeup in those times. which was the hierarchy. That's another thing. How is that makeup that they're putting on their face not bad for their skin? Like, seriously, covering all their pores. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. You know something, Joan? If you don't have a peace sleeve, there'd be a bounty on your head. Jim Belushi. Oh, that was funny. The royals and the aristocrats. Yeah, I mean, think about that. Back in those days, the fat people were the rich ones. The skinny people were considered the paupers, right? Or the poor people. KMZ Try, good to see you. What's up to you, brother? ¿Cómo estás, jefe? It's definitely unhealthy for the skin. Well, that's another thing. I mean, I did a video on Botox, how Botox has a lot of repercussions on mental health and all sorts of things. It causes depression, all that shit, just from Botox. Have you ever met a woman with Botox? It's almost as though there's no personality behind them. Their face doesn't move, frozen face, but their personality is bizarre too. Even putting those fillers in your face, lip injections, how can that be good for the biology and the anatomy? There you go, guys. I went for a 3-mile run in the woods this morning at 5 a.m. Very good for you, I am, John. I'm going to go hike after this, after I eat it, and I'm going to go hike the waterfall. You got to rappel down to this waterfall. It's about 2 miles from my house. Rev did it. Scotty did it with me. And so it'll be fun. The water's going to be roaring because of all the snow melt, but I'm going to maybe do a video. Good for you, John. Get out and do stuff. Get those endorphins. I believe not having kids and staying single practicing is the best decision to make. I don't think you're wrong, man. The problem with men that choose this, it's not a problem. The decision they have to make is, can I be self-validating for the rest of my life? Char, well said, brother. Botox is poison. It literally is. It's botulism. You know, those old, when in junior high, when they said, don't open a can of beans if it's got a bubble on it, botulism. I mean, how do they find out that you could put that shit in your face and it would, stop your wrinkles for 4 or 5 months? Yes, I am a Cougars fan. I went to BYU. Graduated from BYU. Going to skate later. I thought about going skate in the skate park today, but I think I'm going to hike the waterfall. Tomorrow, my son and I are going to ride bikes. Wednesday, I'm going to work out. And that's how it runs. That's how it goes. But again, listening to a woman can have dire effects. It literally can. It can have devastating effects financially, physically, and all sorts of things. And most men, they'll go out and buy a second home and they can't afford it. They'll work 2 jobs. What happens to them? They get stressed out. They potentially could have health issues, all because they listen to a woman and they want to be nice guy. Came back from Canada, was there a whole week. It is worse than USA. What part of Canada did you go to? There's some really nice parts of Canada. I love the Alberta area, British Columbia. I've never been anywhere else, but I've never had a bad time there. What part did you go to? I'm a Southern Miss Golden Eagle. 2007. Attaboy. I am a fan of the Cougars. I've hung out with a few Cougars. Nino, good to see you. I'm allergic to makeup. Thank gosh, I hate that crap. I like very, very, very little makeup on women. Very little. I mean, even in high school, I remember my girlfriend, she didn't even wear lipstick. She wore lip gloss and Carmex, and she had just a little bit of eyeshadow or eyelash. She didn't do any around her eyes or any of that crap. And she was just a very attractive woman, girl. Just very little makeup. And yet, then I go to BYU as a freshman. I'm hanging out with this chick. I'm making out with her, 1990. And she's got orange face. And all this makeup's coming off on my shirt. So appreciate you being here, Nino. Going to Vermont tomorrow. Attaboy. You're going to eat some Ben and Jerry's, listen to some fish, One Mighty and Strong, good to see you, brother. Listening at the DMV. Mighty and Strong is all the way out on the East Coast from New York. Gone with John. Shout out to you boys from atop my ladder. Hang in. Hold on to that ladder. John's up pressure washing something. Good to see you, brother. Less or more equals natural beauty. Less is more. Yeah. These women today that put so much makeup on. They're not doing it for men because men don't like that. Like literally just cake faces. Who is telling them to do that? So there you go. Listening to women can have drastic, devastating effects going down the life, especially if it's for big decisions. Buying a house, even buying an automobile, buying a ring. Don't ever buy a ring. Rings lead to something called suffering. Gone with John's channel. Yeah, I don't know that area, Betty. I like how the 70s 304s wore makeup with stockings. There you go. The old 80s porn, the old 80s chicks in Playboy. Jared Walters in the John Mellencamp song, Wild Night. John Mellencamp went massively libtard too. If I say, if you can't eat it, don't put it on your face. Ain't that the truth? A 20-year-old woman like a 40-year-old post-waller. There you go. I think makeup ages women too. It's got to. All those chemicals. Dave East, good to see you. Kim Kardashian is telling them. Sure. Apparently, I watched some short a couple weeks ago that the new trend is not these bubble butts that the Kardashians have, that women are going more to a more slender look than the big bubble butts, the Brazilian buttless and all that crap. Dave East, where are you from, brother? He sings all the girls get dressed up for each other. I think that most women do not get dressed up for their man. They get dressed up for women. I agree with that statement. Kazi Jr., you have ED for a long time. Well, look at your habits. A lot of my friends from high school are married with children. They all seem pretty happy. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. My oldest brother's got 6 kids. He's happy. My sister's got 5 kids. She's happy. My other sister's got 4 kids. She's not happy. My youngest brother, by the way, does not go to attend the church. And he's got 4 kids and he's unhappy. Well, he's divorced, so we can't put that. So yeah, I think that's great. There's people that can have traditional marriages. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying it's very difficult today. I see what you mean. Well said. Ever see that stupid ring commercial that says when she sees the ring, she's going to see you? Yes. He went to Jared. Jeez. Again, who said it? Jared said, women say, pay attention to me and spend time on me. The 2 words being pay and spend. Pay and spend. London, UK, some of my favorite bands right there, right in the back of my wall. The Cult are from Manchester. I think Billy Duffy's from Manchester. I think Ian's from some other city, but very close. Slam, good to see you, brother. Ignore them. They'll find you. Yeah. Power of walking away. You guys are kind of starved. You never dated biatches from other cultures. American women are nuts. Yeah. I mean, the Western culture has really made it difficult to have successful relationships and marriages. Now, those that can, appreciate them. Now, big world, down the road, let's see what happens if they will stay together. If they stay together, that's what we want. If they don't, we'd love to know the statistics in the next 5 to 10 years, what happens with those folks. Must be your native blood or your personality. Kazi, good for you. Semen retention is not a bad thing. Big world, I've never been married, but I've heard a lot of men say they're the happiest day of life when they got married. I was happy the day I got married. It was a fun day. I wanted to stay married, but unfortunately, people have their own decisions to make. Every man that's in this chat that was married and divorced, who got divorced by their wife, wanted to stay married. Am I wrong? Not say others are much better, but there you go. Ed, women are just a vessel for procreation, nothing more. You'll never be satisfied for what they think they offered. Schopenhauer. Schopenhauer said that too. Good to see Ed. Ed's been around for a while too. I dated a Romanian. Holy F, she was insane. I went out with a Czech gal for a few weeks, and she was great horizontally. She was great all around, but they're just different. Your son is making an excellent choice going to pilot school. He just passed his 100-hour on Saturday, and now he's in it. He's just got his instrument ratings. He starts up again here on next Monday. Appreciate that, John. He's stoked. He's doing well. Most relationships for men is like a job you don't get paid for, and you have to pay to keep the job that doesn't pay. Ain't that the truth, one mighty? Alucard, good to see you. Rad, when did you see your first flag with your ex-wife? During the engagement process. She said, I don't know if I can do this, and went missing for 2 days. So I went missing for 5 days. Guess who was knocking on my door back in 1996, trying to figure out where I was and crying. And I realized, she can quit this much into it. Could she quit after the ceremony? Took 19 years. Oh, Singletown, you left your wife. There you go. Europe, good to see you. Never ask a fish how to get a fish. And that is exactly why we are talking about this. Never ask a woman how to get a woman. It's funny, all of these, again, I was scrolling last night, and this woman, I was reading the comments, but I think, oh, geez. I was watching a Corey Wayne video, Big World. There you go. I was watching a Corey Wayne popped in. And I don't mind Corey Wayne. I think he's got some good stuff. And in the comments, it said, don't listen to this clown. He doesn't know anything about women. So somebody wrote, do you date women? And she's like, no, but I know women. You don't know anything if you don't date women. I do like Steel Panther. That's funny. These days, I can see the Jezebel spirit from far away. That's my name, and I'm not in it. The Jezebel spirit is alive and well, Ed. I remember visiting my ex. She started shit with me right away, tried sending me packing for not cutting my chops. She got pumped and dumped by a married guy. Well, that's what happens. The pattern is when they leave the marriage and they go ride the carousel, we know what happens, guys. They always end up lonely. Chads always leave them. Not fapping for 3 years, that doesn't make sense, Kazi. That's interesting. Could be testosterone, maybe. Diet. Yep, walk away than staying in abusive relationships. Tom says men have feelings. People project their experiences. Men accept crappy women because they believe they care in return. They don't. Ain't that the truth, brother? Community property. The village bicycle is what they become. Never married, never will. Seen divorce. My parents were divorced, so it gives me an incentive not to marry. A lot of guys like you. Scotty's like you. Rev's like you. Timmy's like you. Everyone in your family seems to be successful. What's the secret to it? I think the hardship growing up is what made us successful, Big World. We did not grow up in wealth. We grew up in humble experiences. A big red flag is when she says, I need space and time to myself. I will translate it for all my brothers. She wants to say, please, all Chads, call me in here. I'm your 304. That is the truth, brother. Never ask a passenger how to drive. Ask a driver. Take away sex and see if you really like them. Well said, Slam. Know yourselves, men, your strengths. Enjoy everything that you do. Live in gratitude and joy. As it says in Galatas 5:22 in the Bible, the fruits of the Spirit, joy, meekness, peace. There you go. In 99% of all cases, when she is saying he was abusive, she was abusive first. Not going to disagree with that. My lady friend is cool. She is helpful and supportive. Makes me nervous. She's putting her claws in, man. Shaka, good to see you. Just made it back to Vegas. Cache Valley and Cupertino just did a big-ass layoff for all the travelers. But we'll link up again. When are you coming back up, brother? Cash Valley. There you go. Good to see our brother. Yeah, somebody link Shaka's video, his link. He's got a good channel, guys. Kings 9:30, the King James Version states that Jezebel painted her face. Well, there you go, Mud. That's all we need to know. The key to success is patient and be grateful for all things you have in life. Never look at things that are missing in your life. By that time, you will get them. Well, if you believe in quantum physics, you are all that there is. Everything is happening present, past, and future right now. Let that sink in. But our conscious mind tries to figure out everything. What do you get when you have an Xbox, a player, and a victory? Teabag. There you go. She cleans my joint to the point I can't find my bed. I had a gal that would do my laundry, and I'm like, dude, I don't want you doing my laundry. John says, yes, time and space is definitely code for the neighbor guy is calling. Yep. She is strong and independent and needs food, stamps, child support, and money from all beta male simps that pay her mills. Sure. Go watch Schopenhauer about that. Even if it's only your time, they all want something. Transactions. Everything's transactional, guys. Find a woman who doesn't keep the cell phone in her hand at all time. The chick I'm with now had known me since 93 and was with me 10 years ago when I didn't have a dime. No red flags. Nothing wrong with that. Just follow the tenets. No marriage, no cohab, and no kids. That's good. There are decent women out there. I give it a 1% to 2%, guys. They're very rare to find, but there are some. Whenever I see calls on the books, my electrical license is still good out there till next January, but I'll probably do birthday live on the 4th. All right. Let's do it then. We'll post it. When I banged the Cuban, she was living with her boyfriend. Here's a story. Rad, 2016. End of 15, doing Tinder. Back then, Tinder worked. Actually, I've never had a problem on dating apps. You just have to know. I mean, you just have to look at them as entertainment. But I meet this chick on Tinder, and I meet her down at the same place me and Shaka went to, the garage. By the way, they're closing that down, unfortunately. And I meet her, and she's telling me, I don't care at all, that she lives with her ex-boyfriend in the same, or her ex-husband in the same house. I'm like, what? Oh, yeah, we're friends. He's my wingman. No. She paid for her dinner. I paid for mine. I was out of there. No. But yeah, a lot of these women are married. Be careful, gents. I heard Trump wants to pay women to have $5,000 kid. Well, you know what's interesting about that? There's already a child tax credit. So maybe, but I think there should be stipulations. Red brick. Is exoneration still worth it even when the community denies the truth? Good question. Good to see you. They marry the beta and admire the alpha and sigma. What a shame. That's what they do. Joe Marshall, traditional conservative, only way to go might be the 2%. Yeah. I think big world, when people grow up humble, they either accept it or they continue that trajectory in their life, and they use the thoughts of, I can't make it, my parents didn't make it, and so forth. My parents were both college educated. The problem with, and people that grew up in the 80s as teenagers or turning, I mean, I was born in 72, so 1980, I was 80, but the 80s were a very difficult time financially for a lot of people. And so, my parents, we had a house and a car, food over the table, but we weren't rich by any means. And you can either continue that thinking, or you can say, you know what, for if I have kids, I'm going to make sure that they have, we went to Hawaii on vacations. We took them to Disneyland. We did things. And I don't hate my parents for not doing that. It is what it is. I'm actually glad I grew up the way I did. I learned things. What Anthony Costa, what do you think about anime? I don't really watch it. Never got into it. Every man that is divorced is blessed. 99% of them get a Jezebel spirit. Sure. Got a buddy that's going through his second divorce. He got married 9 months. I told him not to. 29-year marriage, divorced. Within 9 months of him leaving the house, he was divorced and remarried. Now he's been married 3.5 years. He's getting divorced. The woman he married, who thought she's much better, I love her, she's different, she's now saying, I don't love you. You're now seeing the peace, Betty. Good for you. If a man wants full control, it's called toxic, but when she wants full control in her marriage, it means you go, girl. You're so strong and independent. I tried everything, even a worse simp do, including crying and begging her not to go and divorce. Imagine that, such pathetic. Well, most of us tried to prevent the divorce from happening. I tried to say, let's go to counseling. I didn't cry, but I was like, come on, let's fix this. You know, I pleaded to not break the family up. We all do. That's our natural, as men, inclination, when what we should have done is literally shut our mouth and walk the other way. Parental alienation in Europe's a big thing. I had the exact same situation on Tinder 8 years ago. I was still living with her so-called ex. She invited me into her house that night, and that was dumb enough to go in there and never do it. Yep. They're out there. They're out there in TV and media. They lie about the divorce rate. They say it is 50%. I think first divorce rates, I'm going to give it 60 to 70%. Physically, and they might be looking at the paper divorce, but they're not looking at the real divorce, which is the emotional and mental divorce. You know, I'd rather live in the middle of the woods with a dog man than date a modern woman. Again, attaboy, Alucard. There's a lot of parental alienation. I haven't talked to my daughter for 2 years. And don't go around saying, oh, I'm so sorry, Rad. No, I've already accepted it. I don't deal with toxicity. That's as simple as that. I do not water dead plants. John Boston, good to see you. The legendary John Boston knows a thing or two about marriage and divorce and attorneys. Let's see how strong they are when they conscript for the forever wars. Attaboy, Singletown. My dummy ex-friend allowed his wife to go out on ladies' nights, used to diss me. Now he's miserable and effed. Yeah. You know, when a woman goes away for a woman's vacation, they're looking for attention from other men that aren't their husbands, and then they bitch and moan about their husbands the whole weekend. And they're also strategizing. Remember, a man gives love and sacrifice while a woman is strategizing. The next one will be different. Many learn the hard way that they're all the same. Well said, One Mighty. I think it is 80 to 90% divorce rate. Arvero, good to see you. Appreciate you here. I think a divorced man is blessed. I feel more blessed now. I watched that video, Rad. Do not water dead plants. Do not lubricate dead peace leaf. It's dead for you and gone. Her rejection is God's protection. Well said. Get married, Wolf. Take a shiz on your degree. Settle on a job. You haven't talked to your sister? Well, you know, toxicity runs upstream and downstream. Gone with John and I we had to talk about this on the phone with disrespectful kids. You will win. I wanted to stay married. I took pride in it. Pride came before the fall. Well said. We all try to keep our families intact because we look at the future. We look at the build we've built. We've got some tough guys in sales. My boss is pretty tough. Big world. He's a good guy. Friend of mine has a Thai wife who left him now. She wants to get back with him. She's on a girl's trip to Italy. I can't help the perma simp. There's so many of them. Guys, there's only so much that box will bring to the table. After multiple throwdowns, that box, the woman that owns that box begins to not like the fact that you're in her box, okay? It's very difficult to maintain attraction and her to want you after you get married. Why are there so many jokes on marriage and sex? Right? Do not reach jizz on a blank who betrayed you. There you go. Do not bathe in dirty bathwater is what I say. My neighbor is really sweet, but she's always taking girls' trips. I'm worried for her husband. We know what happens. John, we know what happens. Most women are demolition experts. Women, when you're giving love, sacrificing, giving loyalty, doing all that you can to make your wife happy and to create a wonderful environment for your family, your wife and the mother of your children is strategizing. It's as simple as that. She is scanning your words and scanning your actions for the future strategy that she will employ. That is biology. That is not programming. So people go, well, Rad, why should I be hanging out with chicks? They seem like a pain in the ass. Well, it depends on what you call hang out with a chick. Or if you're hanging out with a chick to be a romantic love, which romantic love is a fantasy, by the way, to build something. I mean, at this point, 10 years later, I believe that if you want to hang out with a chick, have no emotions. Know that it's just yours. It's just your turn. Hang out, watch a show, make some food, smash, and be gone. Once you start locking your claws into her, when her claws get in your heart, that's when it's over. They monkey branch, don't they, Barrow? Big world. I mean, it depends. You have to be direct to be in sales. I'm a Chad, but I'm honest. Sometimes I'm feeling lonely, but it's better to be lonely than homeless. I've got my ups and downs, but that's life. Yeah, I mean, look, just because we understand this, we live it, we digest it, doesn't mean life is easy every single day. We still struggle with some of the things that might pop up after the trauma that we've been through. But we get back on the saddle. We go out and we accept it. We move forward. We move our bodies. One saint said Eve was in love with the word around her, distracted and involved with herself mostly. I don't disagree with that. This woman left my friend, then met another guy and got sick, and now she's leaving him. Professional monkey branching. Monkey branching is biology. That's all it is. Kazi, what do I think about feminine guys? They need alpha. They need to become men. My ex-wife started to record a conversation about a month before she dropped the D-bomb. Now I cannot and will not talk to her unless it's recorded. Yep, record everything with your ex-wife, especially if you're dealing with custody. Jen's question, if you need a blood transfusion, who would it be? A demonic hound of death or a modern woman with a... Pass. Get your kid to give you a blood transfusion. Archie Bunker's wife was a dingbat. Hi, Archie. Archie, what do you want to eat for dinner, Archie? My dad used to watch that. Oh, he was funny. It's an everyday battle. Every battle is mental. Learn from your past, but don't let the past define you. Well said. There's always going to be a stone we're pushing. It's going to be big, small, short, little, easy, smooth rolling, but there's always going to be a stone that we're going to be pushing uphill. Ask Tony about marriage advice. He knows. Wait, didn't he get divorced from his first wife that he had triplets with? Awesome show. Appreciate that. You guys, I mean, this is why we do this. We do this. We do. I mean, I don't have to do these channels anymore, but I like interacting. This helps Rad too, because I remember certain things I learned from you guys, your experiences. And it's like, we're living the fundamentals, the foundational principles of why we need to stay out of dangerous situations. And most of those dangerous situations involve a female. It's not hating women. It's understanding the fact that a potential interaction with a woman could lead to severe, devastating effects. That's all I'm saying. Now, for those that have good relationships, good for you. There's nothing better I want than a married man to stay married. I don't want him to get divorced. I want him to work it out. I want those kids to have a mother and father in the family. I want a nuclear family. You don't mind the older 304s. Some of them are great. Don't listen to miserably married men. They will always say you have to marry, you're a man. Well, they want you to join their club of misery. Society asks us to play by their rules. The rules just have changed. Stay single. Give them nothing. Well said, Alucard. All right. We'll see you later, brother Vero. Rest in peace to your friend. Shows like Sex and the City create a fantasy land for women that never existed. Well said. Smash on Saturday and ignore till then. I think a lot of dudes might be like that. I would look at the father. What was the father like in that situation? I'm sure there's genetics that have more estrogen in them than anything. Not every man is a gladiator, right? Hassan, where are you from, brother? I think I know where you're from, but I can't remember. Women were not designed to be 304s and masculine unless they are miserable and unhealthy. Microchimerism says exactly that. A lot of male DNA inside of a woman is not beneficial to a woman's nature or well-being. I did also everything to hold my marriage, but she never was happy. Everything was wrong and not enough. Divorced, my way or the highway. Well, you took a stand, man. Learning to travel solo as a guy, it's true superpower. I think that's a rad quote. Absolutely. Getting out in the environment where you don't know the language or the culture is the greatest. So we're going to do one with Wes, Warrior Zen. He did that exact same. In fact, moved to Europe. Shy guy, and he's in Europe, driving to every country, meeting new people. And we're going to do a show just on that, probably next week. Shaka, they want you to be their pathway of pathetic, of being duped. Well said. Well said, Shaka. Someone put up Shaka's channel. Guys, go subscribe to him. This channel helps me. I'm very appreciative. Thank you for being here, Nino. Rad, I just learned the Pina Colada song in my bass and trying to learn the words so I can play that song with this band I play in. Pina Colada. That's a great song. And that's a cool bass line, too. Good for you. JC from Texas just got here. Hope all is well. Good to see you, brother. Trying to make her happy is the first step to failure. And if you try to make a woman happy, does she not know subconsciously that she disrespects you? Because now you're off your pedestal. You're off your purpose. You're trying to make her happy, which she knows subconsciously, and now she disrespects you. So the more I got a buddy like this. He's married. He hasn't had sex in 6 years. He keeps thinking the nicer I am, the more she's going to like me. No, the opposite effect happens. My other friend and I say, dude, we just got to tell him, go home, tell her, get that food on the table, get on your knees tonight. If he said that, I bet maybe things would change. Who knows? The CC is also destroying their genetics. More men means more milk. That changes their DNA. Yep, microchimerism. They become masculine. A woman that has taken a lot of male DNA takes on the attributes, male characteristics. It's called microchimerism. Look it up. And it's not healthy for a woman to have that much DNA in them. Most porn stars, I watched a documentary on porn stars, ex-porn stars. They've had so much male DNA. Most of them end up angry, masculine. They marry women. They become lesbians. It's just, yeah. They literally take on the attributes of men. They literally become men in a lot of ways. Dude, the guys I see skateboarding now, that are skating the curbs, they're wearing the old jean. They're wearing those wide leggings now, Jean Co. They look disheveled. They literally are like dirt bags, like literally. Have I ever had a prospect talk back? Sure. I mean, yeah, a lot of them will get. Most of them have been women. Yeah. But I just handle it. I just listen to them. And I say, here's our proposal, regardless of what you think or not think. We've already presented this to the team, to your team. And, a lot of them get upset because they don't think like they've been heard. Well, no, when a woman says she hasn't been heard, it means you haven't succumbed to her control over you. He doesn't hear me anymore. No, it's because we're not going to let you control us. In my life, women come in the last position, take care of your job, your home, your health, your family. Well, that should how it be. I think a woman would love the fact that she's last in your life because she knows you're on purpose. That's what they want. Beware of betrayer. Well said. That's right. I thought it was Pakistan. I'd like to visit Karachi. Easiest way to shut down a feminist, ask her why lesbian relationships and marriages have the highest. There you go. I think it's an 85% divorce rate and the highest DV. DV, as in David Victor allegations. And they're 2 women. Go figure. Most men that are feminine are raised by single moms and 304s. We must help them. We are men and a worldwide brotherhood. Well said. Nick G is back. Good to see you, brother. Glad you could make it. Jim Greco does have style. But it's interesting. Most effeminate men seem to be from single mothers. Do you know the highest percentage of homosexual men in the United States happen to be the black population? The black population has the highest amount of single mothers. Is there a correlation between no father in the home and the effeminate men or homosexual men based on no father figure? I don't know. It could be. Don't hold me to it. I'm sure there's a genetic piece of it, but I think there's also the fact that they were programmed, raised in a female environment. We don't have a lot of issues with immigration in Utah. They do come here and do work. I have no problem with people immigrating. Guys that worked on my house. He was Mexican and his 4 boys did the roof. Great work, very inexpensive, and they were all. I think they got their citizenship 10 years ago. But now we don't see it a lot. They might be out here, not like Arizona or Texas. Most Pakistani men are simps. That's interesting. Interesting. Well, guys, listening to a woman can have devastating effects in your life. Just look at Adam and Eve. Adam was scolded by God because he listened to a woman, not because he ate of the fruit. Genesis 3:17. Shaka says, we got a lot of restaurants opening up here. A lot of people move. It's a good state. It's not a bad state. Good economy, good family culture, not very dangerous. It's a red state, so, things are cheaper, not a bunch of woke shit. It's good. I feel bad for divorced kids when I was a kid. Usually I had problems in school. Yeah. Knew a couple divorced kids that had a lot of issues. One skated with us, and he was so crazy. He would do the crazy. He tried to ollie off a roof and then break his ankle. I don't know. He had probably a lot of anger because his parents got divorced. Tom says food and water have a problem. I don't think chemicals can change brain chemistry. Well said. Carl, son husbands turn men fruity, not at all. As Jesse Lee Peterson would say, beta. I think in this time, 99% of men worldwide are simps. 1% of real masculine men are called toxic. Masculinity, if you're a man, you're considered toxic. There's a lot of I see a lot of Indian men that are very simpy, that are trying to get their ex back. Healthy reminder, down with the program. Down with the sickness, Slam. OnlyFans 304s are rich because of simps. You guys like corrosion of conformity? This is off the topic, but I know Slam likes them. I only like the original one, 1984, Eye for an Eye. Back when they were real punk, then they crossed over. I'm almost compelled to believe that females shouldn't be allowed to raise boys past the age of 6. Too many young men take on mommy's spirit. Mommy trains the app. Boy, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? There has to be a man or a father in the situation. Very rare that men turn out very well without a nuclear family. Shannon Sharp, I just heard that he is in trouble now. Indians next to Latinos are very simple, very simpy. Well said, Shaka. Her box is stinky and fishy. A lot of DNA will cause that. And married men, they are the ones who are subscribing and paying for this because their women ain't giving what they need. Well said. Guys, this has been a great stream. Watch who you listen to. Listen to yourself first. I'm going to go out and do a hike. And we'll see you on the next one. Appreciate all of you being here and sharing your experiences and your insights. It helps me. It helps everybody else. And it helps the people that'll be around. We'll see you on the next one. Peace. I'm out.